What's up, where the Sh0t to the Miss Coxx, East Atlanta's finest, and I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard, saying, oh yeah, it's Coxx time.
You gon' get it, got some money, tell him go get it. Bad, spin it on me, baby, I'm with it.
All right, so we got the one and only Miss Coxx jumping off the porch with us today. Welcome.
What's up? East Atlanta's finest in this thing, yeah.
For sure. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. How are you?
I'm feeling great. You know, day after Halloween. It's the weekend here in Atlanta. It's cold now.
It's a little cold. You're right. Yeah. I'm with you when you're right.
Did you do anything for Halloween last night?
I did a hosting, just a regular, and I was dressed up like some type of, I don't know, like dominatrix, samurai type of thing. I had a whip. That's all I know. I was whipping. You know, everybody's in the B2A moment, but you know, I was whipping. I ain't had a belt. I had to whip.
Did you whip some people?
I did.
Oh, really?
I did.
Did you enjoy it?
And she liked it.
She enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it?
I mean, it was cool. So what happened was I whipped her, just a little tap, and she's like, whip me harder. So I wound it up and said, whoosh. She said, oh, I like that. I said, oh.
Yeah, you got to go all the way with it. You can't half step with it.
You know, I was just trying to ease into it, but she was like, choke me next time. I said, that's a lot.
Oh, wow. She was ready for Halloween.
I don't know you. You don't know me. Let's ease into this, please.
No, that's funny right there. And you want to shout out your people sitting up there with you today?
Yes, I got my little brother, Bias the One, and of course I got my right hand with me, Charlie. You know the vibes. They've been with me literally since day one and basically re-1 when we started all over with life. So
Understood.
Sure. And of course I got my family in the building with me. They just didn't want to be on the porch, but we got to support for sure.
Yeah, I see. It's like a family affair here for sure. Yeah.
Like my mama's generally with me 9 times out of 10, unless she's like, I'm taking a day off. But she with me for the most part.
For sure. So East Atlanta, born and raised out here, and you grew up in Decatur, right?
Where's greater?
Okay. And what part of Decatur? Because Decatur's pretty big too.
I would say like Wesley Chapel, Columbia Drive, McAfee. You know, that whole area is on 6, Kendall Road.
Okay.
For sure.
When I first moved to Atlanta, I was staying right off of Wesley Chapel and Snapfinger.
So you know the vibes.
I'm already
you know
knowing.
about the East Atlanta.
It's pretty rough over there too.
It is. It is. So when you make it out and you get to jump out the porch, then you know, you do what you do.
Absolutely. So talk about your upbringing. Like, what were you into as a kid and all that?
Honestly, as a kid, I just played basketball for the most part. Initially, I started at Rainbow Elementary, then I went to Chapel Hill Middle School. I was going to go to Southwest DeKalb, and I had ended up getting, I think, 3 Bs on my report card, and my mother wasn't going for it because our agreement was you get 2 Bs, all A's, 2 Bs. And I got 3 Bs, and she said, oh, okay, bet. And because, you know, as a child, you think like your parents is playing with you type of thing. So I said, oh, it's just a B. I didn't go C, D, F. And I got 3 Bs, and the last B said was talkative. She said, oh, you want to talk? I'm going to send you to a school that you don't know nobody at. And that's literally what she did. I moved from Chapel Hill Middle School, and I ended up going to private school right across the street from Doug, which was Greater Atlanta Adventist Academy. And from there, I had to finish my school time in private school.
True.
And I said, I bet you I won't talk no more. So
How did you like going to private school compared to public school? I'm sure that was a big change of pace.
It was, because my mother is like, I would say she's an extremist. It's not like, oh, you just go to a regular private school. I went to a Seventh-day Adventist private school. So it's like, we gonna pray, you got Sabbath, you eating vegan food, vegetarian food. Like, she's like, oh no, we're not gonna just halfway do it. You gonna go all the way. I'm eating meat and everything. I didn't grow up on beef and pork, but I'm eating chicken, you know, 10-piece, salt and pepper, and they don't eat none of that. No eggs, no cheese. So, I mean, it definitely was different. I would say the people were very similar because at the end of the day, people are people. So the demographic was the same, but I guess the smaller classes, because it was only like 14 people in my class, whereas,
really?
Yeah, in public school, you know, you got different 6th grade classes and all of that. In private school, you got one class.
True.
Everybody
one
in 6th grade.
Everything.
One class, one teacher. That's it. So it is what it is.
And you graduated, did you go to college afterwards? Or?
I did. I went to the illustrious Miles College in Fairfield, Alabama. I love my HBCU, so shout out to Miles College. From there, I obtained my bachelor's degree in integrated public relations, basically PR and marketing in a way.
Okay.
So, but it was mass comm, under the umbrella of mass communication.
Yeah. And what was the reasoning for that degree out of everything?
So, again, my mother, shout out to her. She said, you going to school, you got to have a backup plan. My parents, again, are I would say old fashioned in regards to, yeah, you can do music, but my mother is definitely like, the music industry is grimy, you know, it's levels to it, but I still want you to have knowledge and have a bachelor's degree. So I'm the only one in my family, like in my immediate family, that actually went to college all 4 years, didn't take any breaks, obtained my bachelor's degree and all of that stuff like that. She was like, I need you to do this. And I said, okay, cool. And I just wanted to have something that kind of would coincide or coexist with what I was doing in regards to music. So mass comm, you know, that falls under umbrella, like TV broadcasting, public relations, like all of that type of stuff falls under that umbrella. So I more so just wanted to do something that can be useful in what I knew I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So.
And would you say that's when you jumped off the porch, when you went to college, or were you already outside kind of doing your own thing?
I was already outside before college. Like, I did my first tour at 16, and that was the Scream tour with Mine's Behavior, Diggy Simmons, OMG Girls with Michael Malden. Like, I did my first tour. I was doing shows, paid bookings with my little brother. Like, from literally, I started when I was 10, but we really started performing at 16. So we both did the tour together. It's like literally at a young age. So we were in the music industry, but my mother was just like, I need you to just have this backup plan as a whole. So that's what it was.
And what was that experience like at 16, being able to tour and hit these big arenas too, not just these small club stages too?
I think it was a good time, I would say. And I think that the aspect that I liked the most was that we were able to still be kids. Like, it was still like pranks being played, everybody having fun, but when it's time for the show, you still, you know, have the show and you put on your show and you go home and do what you do.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And did it make you fall in love with the music industry? Like, all right, this is what I want to do, or was it not what you expected? It was like, I don't know about all this.
I think I was in love with music as a whole prior to that, and then just being on a road and tapping in with different people and being able to meet people deepened my love for music and the music industry.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And what inspired you at age 10 to start making music then?
So believe it or not, we had a family friend that was rapping in our basement. His name was Tutu. Shout out to Tuki on that. He would make beats and he would rap. So one day I just came from school and I was like, I want to rap. And he was like, you want to rap? I was like, yeah. And he played the beat, hyped me up, was like, go. And I was like, okay. And I just started rapping. And he was like, what? Recorded it. At that time, we was burning CDs. So I burned it on a CD and we played it for my mother. My mother was like, girl, what? But it made sense. I was rapping. I was going still with the AABA cadence type of thing. Like, you know, as artists, y'all know, of course, y'all know how to do like the AABA or ABBC or however you do it. I was still already going with the rapping cadence and everything. So it was just, I feel like it was inevitable. Like, I always was a lover of music, but being able to hear myself and record and fall in love with recording and hearing the playback was just a different level of things.
Would you say you fell in love with it right away after that first song?
For sure, but I feel like I didn't necessarily seriously start taking it for real until a few years later when I did like a 15th birthday bash. And that was when I had like local celebrities of Atlanta. Like, I had the celebrity DJ. That's when I actually was introduced to my brother because he came, performed at my 15th birthday party because his mother is one of the biggest, I would say, booking agents. But at that point, she was more so child booking. So we were doing like Greenbrier Mall, Soft DeKalb Mall, all of those. She was booking all of the local talent from Lotto, Super Peach, all of those people in Atlanta. So shout out to Rita on that. And she was like, oh, you want to do that? Okay, cool. Well, I got a DJ, I'm gonna bring artists. She brought artists through, everything. And I was just at 15. I was like, oh yeah, I can do this. And that was my first time performing at the party at 15. Then when we did Sweet 16, we had like Damani, Mine's Behavior, all of that. Like, we rented out a whole skating rink. Like, we
wow.
Yeah, we was deep with it, like, for sure.
And what was that first performance like? Like, were you nervous at all, or you was just up there just having fun with it, or?
I was having fun. I always have like this quick minute or two of nervous, like when you panic in your head, and then you once this time like, okay, coming to the stage, and it's like, all right, cool. That nervousness is just gone. You know, I always say a prayer before I get on stage and then just go for what I know type of thing. So.
Yeah, most artists say as soon as they say that first word, that nervousness is gone.
Because
it's like
now
you're locked in.
You don't have a choice. You just got to do it. You sink or swim. I can't get up there and be like, hey, y'all, I'm getting booed immediately. Like, what do you mean? So you got to go on stage and demand it. Like, what's up? What we doing? What's up?
Yeah, confidence is everything in this game.
Literally,
That's for
but
sure.
People can feel it. Like, they feel if you're confident. They feel if you're speaking from what part or what area you're speaking from. If you're speaking from the truth, if you're speaking from easiness, like, they know. Just like even outside of being on camera, in real life, they feel that energy. So that's why I think the main thing for me performing is being able to feed off of other people's energy. Like, you know if it's a good crowd or not. And then your objective is to make it a good crowd, because somebody's going to be into what you're doing. Whether everybody's not, somebody's going to. And you just hone in on that person that's showing you that genuine vibe and energy.
No, that's true. And so, Miss Coxx, this is the name you always went by, or did this come later on? Break this down for us.
So I went through I think 3 name changes. Initially, when I first started, I was Super Tink because I love Tinkerbell. So I was like, I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna be Super Tink. So that was what I like to call my more youthful artistry. That is when I was 15, 16, doing the mindless behavior, all of that stuff like that. I went by Super Tink, which is still some videos on YouTube, kind of cringy, but it's out there under Super Tink for sure. And then I just feel like when I crossed over being 18 and 19 and stuff like that, of course my lyrical content changed. In addition to the lyrical content, the appearance, things just changed and leveled up. So I feel like with growth, I went from Super Tink, and then we experimented with a few different names. And I went to one event, and because I was going by the artist name Coxx, which was kind of like a play on my actual still birth name or whatever. And it was a DJ, actually DJ Pressure, shout out to him. He was like, we got Miss Coxx in the building, because he didn't want to try to say the J-Lock, because it was spelled weird. It was like J''L''A''H', like it was just different. So he was like, Miss Coxx in the building. And it just stuck type of thing. I was like, you know what, that's easy, that's simple. Because with J-Lock Coxx, everybody was like, oh, or J-Lock Fox, is it a porn star? Like, it was just too much going on. So I was like, but then even when Miss Coxx, they were like, oh, do you do porn? I'm like, no. And then I say, it's Coxx time. So everybody just like, are you sure? And I'm like, no. So, but yeah, I think that's where it came, and it just stuck with me because I'm born into it. My real last name on my birth certificate is Coxx. I just added an extra X because I am a tightrope walker. I will take you right to the point of where you want to jump in, where you want to step your toe in, and you just don't. So I think that's me with life, living life on the edge, experiencing new things, and just pushing an envelope, being very daring and open with everything. It's the rockstar lifestyle for sure.
There you go. And was it difficult rebranding each time, coming up with a different name, or?
I'm gonna say no, because once you develop the cult following, they're gonna follow you regardless. I can be Bankhead Blue and they gonna be like, oh yes, I love her. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really matter. Hopefully it's nobody named Bankhead Blue, so. But yeah,
Understood. And who would say are some musical influences or even your favorite artists you would listen to growing up?
Missy Elliott, I always say that is my number one. Like, Missy is my girl. She retweeted me a couple years back when I told her happy birthday, and that she was just a major influence to me. And for there, I hold that to me near and dear to my heart. Outside of Missy, other people like Eve, just because she's an artist but actress, and I've done a few films as well, movies, should I say, not films. Outside of Missy, Eve, Queen Latifah, just because I feel like she paved the way for females. Lil Kim for her being unapologetic and raw when it comes to her lyrical content and stuff. Outside of her, I love Usher. I grew up on Usher. Usher was my very first concert that I ever attended. So I slipped in his t-shirt that same night. I was like, I love Usher. And Chris Brown was my second concert. So all of those people just for being true entertainers. Like, it's not just, I wake up and I want to rap. It's, I have to rap, but I have to perform. I have to engage. So I think I draw from all of those people because they're so well-rounded. It's not just, like I said, oh, I'm a rap today type of thing.
Yeah. And what's your thoughts on the new wave of female artists that have been blowing up here lately?
New wave basis, female rap artists or female artists as a whole are winning. So I love that aspect, and just being a female in the industry with all the females taking over, I would say I 100% love that. I feel like once we can weed out the people that are, only stick to pussy rap, then we would go even farther, because it's like, it just desensitizes the situation. We're already in a male-dominated industry. So even though I feel like the males, they talk about bang, bang, shoot 'em up, fucking bitches, like, that's their basis. But they are already desensitized women. Like, oh, y'all either fuck to where y'all got to, to accomplish, or all y'all talk about is y'all pussy type of thing. And then it's like, you talk about your pussy, but then you don't want us to want to fuck. So I feel like once we can show that we are real talented and actually can rap about other things, I feel like it would then again give us more tenured in the music industry, because it's like, dang, they sexy, they can rap about the pussy, but then they can rap about other stuff too. Oh my gosh. Like, I just think it would take us up through there. But I, of course, just love being a part of that wave.
And what type of impact do you feel like it has on the female fans that listen to that type of music too?
I mean, honestly, I think the female fans are just happy to be a part of being able to say, like, women are bosses too. Because, you grow up when it's all male, that this is the CEO of this label, this person, most males are the CEOs and the bosses. But now it's like the women are becoming the bosses, the CEOs, running their businesses and stuff like that. And it's more so a male to female versus just all male. So I think that would be the main thing. Now, once we get to a point where we can coexist, where you can have male bosses and women bosses instead of like male bosses, but women have to listen to male and, stuff like that. I feel like the world would be such a better place once we understand, like, men need women, women need men type of thing, versus we could do, we could do it without you type of thing.
Nah, real shit. I do want to ask you about the incident where you were shot a few years ago.
Okay.
Can you share this story with us? What happened?
So August 21st of 2021, I was on the road doing a tour. It was a 50-city tour, and I believe we got to like stop 38 or 37, something around in there. So we were nearing the end of it. We were in Valdosta doing a show, and I would honestly chalk it up as wrong place, wrong time, and wrong people. It was a disagreement with the promoter group that I was with, and honestly, I would just say it went left. And in that regard, it's like the people had an initial agreement or understanding of it that wasn't conveyed thoroughly through the promoter group, and they didn't like the response. And when they didn't get the response that they were anticipating or looking for, they basically, retaliated. So at the end of the day, like, I was on the van, and it was over 200 bullet shells, 4 different shooters, aiming not at me, of course, because I wasn't part of the disagreement. It was just, again, like I said, wrong place, wrong time type of situation. They were more so aiming at the person who they had the altercation with. And I got caught in the crossfire, literally, of that. I was in the middle of trying to lay flat to get out of the crossfire and stuff like that, and ended up being shot. So the bullet entered into my butt and then ended up lodged in my hip. So now I have it was a femoral neck. So the ball and socket of your hip, where it connects, that's where the bullet shattered. So for the rest of my life, I have a metal plate and 3 screws.
Oh, wow.
In my hip, yeah. Like, cause sometimes they can dissolve or whatever, but at this point, it's literally just metal plate and 3 screws that connected for the rest of my life. And even after that, it was like, unable to walk, of course, for 8 months, because you had to go to no weight bearing and then needing help to shower and stuff like that. And then you go to partial weight bearing, and then weight bearing is tolerated. So even still to this day, even though it happened a few years ago, it's like, if it's cold, you're going to feel it. If it's snowing, you're going to feel it. You're there. If you're standing too long, if you're sitting too long, if you're doing certain things or doing certain movements, you're just going to ultimately, feel it. So I feel like I'm constantly reminded of the trauma, even if I don't necessarily feel like no amount of therapy can help the situation. Like, when it first happened, my mom was like, "Oh, you're going to therapy." I had a therapist the very next day. And I talked to the therapist, and the therapist is like, "Okay, wow, and we're talking about like 2 days removed from the situation." And we're talking to them, and I'm telling the story just like it's a regular day type of thing. And they're like, this just happened to you 2 days ago, and you're still telling it regularly. I'm like, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. And I realized that I was laughing. So the therapist was like, you laugh a lot. Laughing is part of your defense mechanism. I said, I guess so, just out of being uncomfortable type of thing. So, yeah, that's basically what happened. And I think every day is just a new day, I would say, to conquer the world and just attempt to keep that good mental space. I do feel like it has like built anxiety, of course, like being in large groups of people and then putting my life in the hands of others indirectly, because it was like in that situation, everybody had guns or whatever, but nobody was shooting type of thing. Like as far as the side that I was on, it was only like under attack type of situation. So they were just shooting at us versus anybody shooting back or retaliation. But I think from there, like I came home after I was able to heal and do certain things. We automatically went and got my gun permit. I shoot often, so now that is what it is. I feel like I never want to feel like I was in a situation of being so hopeless, like just laying there and not being able to do anything. And then at the fact that I was the only one that was shot with a whole group of people.
You were the only one that got hit?
Only one that got hit. Literally the only one that got hit. And went to the hospital. First hospital, they was like, oh, nobody could come in. They had to shut it down because I don't know if everybody knows that, but when you are shot, they don't know who's coming, who shot you or anything like that. So you go to the hospital, they automatically shut the hospital down. Anybody that's in the waiting room must leave. Anybody that comes with you cannot go to the back with you. So that's what happened. They shut the hospital down. And I sent my parents a text message, which was kind of crazy. My parents are divorced. I put them both in a group chat. Like picture two divorced parents that don't even talk to each other, nothing like that. And then they in a group chat, a text message. And I just sent them the address to a hospital, not a hotel, a hospital. And my mom called me and she was like, what is this that you sent me? And I was like, I got shot or whatever. She was like, what? And she was like, I guess I'll call your dad and we'll be on the way type of thing. So a few hours away from home, of course, like I said, it was in Valdosta. They came, the first hospital was like, they was like, you'll be fine with living with a bullet in you, you're cool. You just don't walk on it. And came home and my mother was like, it was fine. It was cool, like maybe for a few hours. And I tried to go to sleep. And I just remember like my mother crying, like, and it wasn't like, oh, I'm just crying to myself, but it was just like, God, please type of thing. So with me hearing her go through that and stuff like that, she was like, I can't deal with this no more. Like, you got to get up. We're going to Grady. We went to Grady. I sat there, of course, Grady going to make you sit there for some time. But when they actually put me or like seeing me, did the x-rays and stuff like that, I was able to get admitted the next day. I did the whole surgery procedure and everything like that because they was like, oh no, I was automatically admitted. They removed the bullet. So the bullet's not in me, but like I said, they did do the surgery with the plate and screws and stuff like that. So,
Shoot.
Yeah.
How did that change your perspective on life?
My perspective of life more so was just, I think, being so close to death, because I just remember myself sitting there like, God, please, like, I'm not ready to die yet. Like, you can go through stuff, but I'm just not ready to die. So it gave me another aspect of life to go harder in the music industry. Like when you know that this is what you're supposed to do and know that you're meant for God and in regards to your gift and stuff like that, you have to continue to operate within that. But it just makes me go harder, honestly. It's like the people that I was with or that seen it or anything like that is like, I have to go harder. I have to win. Like, that's the main thing, is to win. I have to show them like, this didn't stop me. Yeah, I did get shot. Yeah, it did happen. I was down for all of this time, but it didn't stop. Like, I have to keep going.
Yeah. And how did it affect your music career at the time? Because I'm sure you weren't able to perform for a while and you may not even been recording at the time too.
Honestly, I went through like an immense depression. Like I was in a terrible mental space. You would think like, oh, you can't move or do anything. This will be the best time of where you will be able to just write. But I was just in such a dark place. Like I said, I was frustrated. I couldn't, borderline bedridden. I can go to the bathroom, but I had to hop to the bathroom. Couldn't take a shower by myself, anything like that. So that was frustrating from a person that is used to moving around. Like I was doing shows back to back to back to back to back from when I was a kid, doing 3, 4, 5 shows a day and stuff like that, and then not being able to do anything. I would just feel like I was in like a super duper dark place to where I didn't have the drive. Like I lost 30 pounds, all of that outside of the surgery and stuff like that. I just wasn't there. The mental space was definitely not there, even with therapy. Like I felt like I started therapy too soon. And then now after it's like, okay, now you can talk about it and grow from it. But it's still, still have anxiety when I go to clubs and stuff. If it's large groups of people, I want to make sure that I'm out in enough time. I don't want to be in a parking lot pimping with nobody, anything like that. Like I gotta go type of situation. So we take that very serious. And then when I did come out a year later with my first event or my first shows or whatever, we made sure that I feel like we went presidential. We had the police escort. We had 4 security guards here. And coincidentally, that first event that I did outside or post being shot was with the people that I was with. And they happened to be there. So I think that was just another area of being, anxiety, because I haven't seen them since I was shot. And I feel like how they acted towards me post being shot was just, I don't know, like, it was kind of like I was nothing, I would equate it as. And I say that because they was, I would have to tell them like, hey, I'm doing surgery today, I feel good today. And it's like, if you knew that you were the person, or you had a big say, or you were not necessarily the reason, but you knew what happened, and it was a disagreement that started with you, and then it sprung over to me being, my livelihood being at stake. I feel like people should have been more hands-on or interactive or engaging, should I say, with what happened. Like, hey, are you okay today? Check, did you eat? Anything like that. And I feel like it wasn't that. Like, you would have thought that a card would have been sent, flowers would have been sent, anything would have been sent. And I feel like I just got basically their ass to kiss. And they chalked it up as like, oh, it's just criminals being criminals. But things could have been changed, maneuvered, done differently. It's like, it is what it is. That's how they was like, oh, well, she shot, but she alive. So whatever. So I think for me, it's just like, I have to go harder, because that's what you thought, but this ain't that.
Yeah, I'm sure it was a big eye opener for you.
Oh, for sure. That's why I chalk it up as wrong place, wrong time, and definitely the wrong people. I feel like God has a really, really, really funny way of showing things. And I say that in regards to, he's like, okay, cool, you're doing what you love, but this is not the people that I want you to be with. And again, not knocking them, not saying that they're the worst people ever, but God just didn't want me to be with them. Mm-hmm. God wanted me to do things away from them. You flourish better when you're not with them. And I think, like I said, I'm not saying, oh, yes, I should have got shot. But sometimes if you're being hard-headed when it comes to God, he gonna show you like, hey, you're not listening to me. What they say, he take off his sandal and be like, smack you upside the head. I got smacked upside the head, or, shot, for lack of better terms, type of thing. So yeah. It is what it is. And
what were some of the things that helped you pull out of that depression, that dark place at the time?
Again, my mother. I know I keep saying my mother. I would say my mother and my family as a whole. Like, I'm not going to lie, I did have people that were outside of the people that I was with that didn't show up and support me. And I feel like they should have. I had people that did, that was like, I know this happened to you. They came and sat with me when I wasn't able to maneuver and leave my house and stuff like that. They came, we sat and watched movies. That's why earlier I said, this is who been with me since day one. And then this is my day one. He's been with me from as a child, but from post shooting, like, I feel like life kind of started over in a way, because the drive was a little different, and she's been with me since day one, or day one type of thing. But my mother, my family as a whole, and even people that aren't family, I made family just from the way that they support you when you're going through a near-death experience. Because both doctors, the first doctor was like, if the bullet would have went higher, I would have bled out and died. If it would have been lower, I would have died. So when you pay attention to the jargon and the things that people are saying, like, you really barely shouldn't even be here, and you're still living. It's like, I gotta tell my story walking, literally, because I wasn't able to walk.
No, blessing that you made it through all that. Too,
exactly.
Sure.
I say no thanks but to God. Everything was on him, because that was my main prayer. Like, please, I'm not ready to die yet. I don't want to go. Not today. Give me some more time.
Yep. So we got a few new singles. Let's talk about this Go Ahead. I see this one's going crazy in the clubs right now. Go
Ahead is definitely going crazy. It's a certified club banger, club record. All the ladies are going to get up, twerk, have a good time with it. Fellas are going to love it, because who don't like pretty women, bad bitches standing up and twerking and having a good time. Like, that's just one of them ones. It was so simple, so easy to do. My producer called me and was like, I got one for you. And I put him at the studio 2 days later and came and knocked it out. So shout out to Yakka Worldwide, my dog, on that one. Honestly, like, it's just going crazy. It's going taking over the radio. Everybody, they just love it. Like, it's charted. It's Go Ahead has done some good numbers for me, for sure.
Did you know it was one of those ones when you recorded it, or did it take a while for it to, to build up on you, or?
Honestly, because I feel like I'm not the person that picks the singles and picks what actually goes. I feel like it's up to the people. It's not up to me. all of my music, well, there are some music who I'm like, I can't stand this song, but Go Ahead was definitely a song that I took a liking to just because of the funness of it, because I really feel like I'm a fun mood artist. So if I'm in a good headspace, we're good, we're turning up, we're having a good time, and the vibes was in there. Like, I'm super duper big on vibes and energy, and it was just there, it was deep, for sure.
Okay. And what about Damn Right? What can you tell us about this one?
Damn Right is just very much braggadocious. I'm popping my shit. I'm letting you know, like, you should thank me because I'm really that girl. I'm saving y'all. Like, I could take a nigga if I wanted him, but I don't want him. So you're welcome, type of thing. It's just that vibe for sure.
Yeah. And now you switched it up completely on Headboard.
Yes. I did. Headboard is an R&B record. It's a bedroom banger is what I call it. It's featuring Lil Durk. Shout out to Durk, free Durkio on that one. And honestly, I just had to match the energy that Durk gave. He already had the hook when it was like, you know, sucking with no teeth and all of that stuff like that. So I can't come over there and be like, yeah, let's go take a walk down the park. Like, I had to just come with that energy. So, and I was more so got to experience or got to showcase my sing rapping abilities because I do sing a little bit. So that was my first time experiencing that or being able to showcase that. So yeah.
Okay. And we got the new EP, three-piece coming out.
3 pieces on the way. We are dropping 11/11. So I'm super duper excited about that. The reason why I did 3-piece is because I'm from Atlanta. I'm East Atlanta's finest. And it is 4 EPs dropping consecutively. So you have the first one, which is called 3-piece. The second one is Here's Your Side. The next one is Can't Forget the Biscuit. And then the last one is To Quench Your Thirst. And it puts you in the mindset of a Southern meal as like a KFC, a Popeyes, all of that you will get. You get the chicken, you get the side, you get the biscuit, you get the drink. You get what I'm saying? Like, y'all see the vibes. We did that because every part of the meal matters. And it's also something for everyone. So some people may just love the biscuits. And the biscuit, when I say Can't Forget the Biscuit, is my more poppy feel. Like, I have pop records that I do because I'm not just a hip hop artist. I do hip hop, I can sing, I can give anthems, I can give pop. So each EP is another layer of Miss Coxx that you will get to experience. So I think that was the main reason, but it was still giving that Southern feel of East Atlanta as a whole.
So what type of vibes are going to be on the 3-piece then?
3-piece, we still on the party way. We still having a good time. We still taking niggas money and showing niggas that we the boss. Yeah.
And is there a single or video picked out that you plan to roll out next? Or are we getting a video for all 3 of them? Or
I think, if I'm not mistaken, the team is saying we want to do a video for all 3. The first one that we plan on shooting is going to be Like This, which is that super duper New Orleans bounce record. That was my first time even attacking the New Orleans, like a bounce type of record. So we're definitely going there. The producer on that is Alright Slash, who is a major super producer out of New Orleans. So we're going to go to New Orleans and vibe with him and do that one first for sure.
Okay.
But Funds will be the second one after that.
Gotcha. And what's your creative process like? Do you write? Do you punch in? Do a little bit of both or what?
I write all my music for the most part. I'm not opposed to writers, but I do write about 90% of my music. And I do punch in, just depends on how I feel. Not really big on freestyles, but I will if needed be, type of thing, for sure.
Okay. And how would you describe your growth as an artist since you were 10 years old up until today?
Outside of the lyrical content, I think, like I said earlier, my why has changed. Like, when you're 10, you're doing it because it's fun. When you are in your 20s, it's like, I'm doing this because I know that I should be doing this. This is a gift. And you know, your gift is what you do the best with the least amount of effort. Like, me waking up to go be an artist and do interviews and write music or just do stuff like that, like it's second nature to me. Like, that's what I do. So I think for me, it's just operating within my gift from God. At 10 years old, you don't know what your gift is. You're just doing it. You're just thinking that it's fun, like as if it is a hobby. But right now, it's like, nah, it's not a hobby. This is what you should be doing. You just need to operate within your gift for sure.
Okay. And you mentioned being in a few movies already.
Yes.
How'd you get into acting?
So when I was younger, when I first showed that I wanted to do music, my mom was like, you need to be a triple threat. You're not just gonna rap. I was like, okay. So she put me in dance classes. She put me in acting classes. She looked it up. You need to be in the best acting classes in Atlanta. So I started taking acting classes at a young age. I didn't carry them out through high school, but I did do the acting classes. And then I ran into a film director in Atlanta, and I was just auditioning for him, actually at a performance. He ended up being at my performance. I auditioned to be in one of his movies. and got booked for the movie. And then we started filming, but it didn't, well, it was like a pilot of something, didn't get picked up or whatever. But then later on, a few years after that, auditioned for another role and I got in that, but I developed a relationship with the director of that first movie. So from there, I was in 4 movies post that with all of his productions. So
wow.
Blacker Than Black Productions.
Shoot.
So I'm on Amazon, Tubi, and Peacock.
And what type of roles have you done already?
So I played the sister or the little sister of a struggling sister who found out that her husband is cheating on her. So I had to be like the sister who turned to mother because I had to take care of my nieces and, you know, move them and grow them up, make sure that they have a solid lifestyle and foundation. And then the other role I played kind of like a mob member, like we were deeply close in the situation. So I just had to, like I said, I would just say a mob member, speaking on that. And then other than that, it was just, and then I did play which one is that? Okay, 40 Gram. So 40 Gram, that's also featuring Michael Montana, Roscoe Dash, Columbus Short is in Gaze, but I played like the friend finding out that her best friend was cheating, but I was outside with her husband, and she was like, oh, my husband's at work. And I was like, girl, no, he not. He right here with me, type of thing. So I was able to do that, which is relative for me. So it's typical. Not relative, but typical, because I have never been in a situation where I had to tell your man right here, I'm making a call. I've never had to do that, but it's relative. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's simple.
So this is something you plan to continue to pursue then, is these movies, right?
I do have a love for acting. Not a passion, but a love. Music is my first passion, my first love, but acting definitely comes like second, third. It's fun to me. Like being able to convey that new character and showcase something else, that is fun to me. I do enjoy that.
Okay. So looking ahead, what's some goals you got set for yourself? We got a new year coming up real soon.
New year, So we're definitely looking for some partnership deals, definitely more branding, more endorsements with major companies. Signing my first artist, I would say, within the top of the year. Well, not the top of the year, within next year, just as a whole. I did start my own label, which is Leveland Music Group. So I am looking to sign some artists, whether I do 1 or 2, just because I want to actually be able to spend time and cultivate them as a whole. Like I want to do artist development. I don't feel like artist development is being done now. It's like you woke up, you rap, now you're a big star. Like I actually want to put time and effort into them. So I will look to sign my first artist within 2026. Outside of that, me just being the next level, the next tier, leveling up, hopefully some Grammy or Emmy nominations for sure, world tours. We've been on the tour within the States, but I definitely want to go ahead and cross over, go overseas for sure. And then just making sure that I'm a household name, not just for my music, but for great works and being an all around good person.
Yeah. If you were to sign an artist, like what type of characteristics, what type of qualities do you look for in an artist?
So first off, I don't know, they might want to tell us about this. I'm only mainly looking, I want to start with females only. And the only reason why I say that is because it's such a male-dominated industry. I want to be able to give females that chance to where they don't have to feel like they fucking to get to, like, they don't have to do that. Like, I'm just the CEO and I want to cultivate you and just put you out there for that. I will sign artists, other male artists eventually, like as a brother company or whatever, but my main goal right now is only to the females, just because, like I said, I want to give them that outlet and being in such a male-dominated industry. But definitely what I would look for is work ethic. I don't want you to just feel like everybody else is doing it, so I'm doing it. Because that means that 3 months later, you're going to be like, I don't want to do this no more. So I don't want to waste my time with that. Definitely work ethic. And then definitely talent. Personality, of course. And I would say those would be my main things. So work ethic, talent, and personality, because you could package that up and it could be the best thing since sliced bread.
I got you. Go ahead and plug your social media so everyone knows where to follow you.
Y'all can follow me everywhere at Miss Coxx. That's MZCOXX. Again, that's MZCOXXXXX if you're nasty. And oh yeah, it's Coxx time.
Any shout outs you want to give before we wrap it up?
Shout out to my brother, Bias the One. Shout out to my right hand.
On your right hand.
Oh, yeah, on my right hand, yeah. Shout out to my mama, my family, my sister, my team that's in the building with me. Thank you. And everybody that's supporting me now, support me tomorrow and going forward. I just appreciate everybody. Y'all could be doing anything else under the sun, but y'all choose to support Miss Coxx. And for that, I'm forever grateful. I said shout out to my team already, so cool. And then of course, rewind. Before I do that, shout out to God. Just ultimately shout out to God. And what time is it?
It's Coxx.
Yeah.
Bitch nigga got some money, tell him go get it. Bad bitch, spin it on me, baby, I'm with it.